So the games are coming thick and fast during this festive period, and Newcastle United find themselves in action again on Wednesday night, where they take on Liverpool at St James's Park with an 8 p.m. kickoff. For me, I have a very, very bad feeling that it's going to be 90 minutes of pure, utter dross Bruce ball. Let's have a talk about it. This is the Toon Review. Hi everyone, welcome back to another new video where we are previewing Wednesday night's game against the champions Liverpool in what normally has been a fantastic fixture in the past. Lots of exciting goals, entertainment. However, this time around I don't see that coming because of the way Newcastle United are playing. Liverpool are a completely different animal to what Manchester City were the other night. Liverpool attack with pace. Their front three are just dominant. The difference between them and Man City at the minute is Liverpool have goals in them. Manchester City not quite firing on all cylinders this year. Man City did what they had to do the other night. Controlled the game from start to finish. Got a couple of goals. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Liverpool, they score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals, but will still hunt you down for more. They just want to score goals. And yes, they have a centre-back problem for Wednesday night. You know, they've got some injuries there. However, do they really need the centre-backs? I'm not so sure. You couldn't say that many teams have needed centre-backs against Newcastle this season. I'm sure they'll cover the position well. They've got a lot of good youngsters at the club, so I'm not really too worried that Liverpool won't have centre-backs. I have a feeling that we are going to just put 11 players behind the ball, stick to what we know, and try and catch Liverpool on the break. It's going to be one of those games where Liverpool will just continue to hunt us down. The problem is, for me, is the way we've been playing, when we get the ball and hoof it forward, we haven't got the players at the minute to keep the ball forward. You know, Callum Wilson is the best at holding the ball up, but when he holds the ball up and he looks around, there's nobody there. There's no support, and he ends up losing the ball. Now, Liverpool will just keep coming at you. They won't give up. They are relentless in coming at you. And that's where I think it's going to be our downfall. Because if Steve Bruce thinks he can keep 10 men behind the ball, we're in big trouble. Because that's not going to happen. Because Liverpool will just grind you down. Newcastle will get tired, and Liverpool will smash in the goals. Look at what they did to Crystal Palace. They scored a few goals, but they didn't stop. They just kept coming at them. And yes, they've had a hiccup against West Bromwich Albion, but West Bromwich Albion were very, very well set up, and I'll come to that in a minute. But the goals that Liverpool have in them is just frightening. And if you do look at Liverpool's game against West Brom, they did have a lot of chances to score goals in that game. They just didn't take them, which was highly unusual for Liverpool. But on the flip side of that, look how organised West Bromwich Albion were. And people have their opinions on Sam Allardyce, blah, 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 ex-Newcastle manager, fair enough. But nobody can tell me that he didn't have that side well set up and well drilled for that game. He knew exactly what to do. And in recent years, Sam Allardyce has always had a good record against Liverpool at Anfield. But it was the way the team set up, and he didn't just want them sitting back in defence for 90 minutes. West Brom actually attacked when they could. And they had some good opportunities themselves to score goals. And they did get one, but they could have got a few other. It could have been quite a high-scoring game. But well done to West Brom on that, because they gave Liverpool a game. Now, why can't Newcastle do that? Steve Bruce. You know, we've said it a million times before when we've previewed games, and we've thought, you know, if we can just do this or if we can do that and go at them a different way, we'll be all right. But we never do. We as fans seem to know more than what our own manager does of how we should be playing. We all want to see 11 players on that pitch sweat blood and tears for the club. And even if we come away with a defeat, at least they can hold their heads up high and say, yes, I gave that a go. And Liverpool is going to be one of them games where they need to be on it from the start. For the full 90 minutes, blood, thunder and guts needs to be spilled on that pitch by every single Newcastle United player. So which 11 do we pick for that kind of game? Because I want to see us at least give Liverpool a game and at least try and attack them. Now, I'm saying that as a fan. we know Steve Bruce probably won't play like that, but I'm saying what I want to see. All right, I want to see us at least give Liverpool a game, at least go at them a little bit, cause them a few problems. Try and get at the youngsters who are going to come into the side because of the injuries. Now, Liverpool have a very, very good youth academy. Nobody can say otherwise. And they've got some very talented youngsters who are now coming through into the first team. The likes of Williams, Jones, some very, very talented youngsters. But if we can get at them, rattle them a little bit. So, if you're asking me what team I'd go with on Wednesday night, I'd go with obviously Darlow. I wouldn't play Yedlin, not in a million years. If Manquillo's fit, go with Manquillo. If not, then Kraft. We need a proper right back there who's going to do a job. In the middle, for me, I'd go with 4 across the back. I hate the 5. It just means boring football straight away. So for me, I'd go 4 at the back with Clark and Fernandez in the middle. Left back, if Dummett's fit, put him in. If you can get 65, 70 minutes out of Dummett, put him in. Midfield-wise, I'd go for Hayden and Matty Longstaff. Because I was impressed with what I saw from Matty the other day, getting thrown in at the deep end against Manchester City after being left out in the cold. He did so well, and I was pretty pleased with his performance. But we need ball winners in the middle. We need to shake up that Liverpool midfield so they can't provide for the front 3. So Hayden will get stuck into them, and so will Matty. So I'd go with them 2 in the middle, just to shore things up and protect the back 4. Now, on the right-hand side, what do you do? I'd go with Jacob Murphy, to be honest. I mean, people have got their opinions on Jacob Murphy, but if you look back to the Man City game, he was the only one that had any efforts on goal. He gets his head up, he takes players on, and at least he tries. He can shoot on his right and his left. So that is a bonus if he gets the ball on the right, cuts in, and hits it with his left. Yes, he'll have Robertson to deal with as a Liverpool left back, but give him a game. Let Robertson know he's been in a game. On the left-hand side, go with Ryan Fraser. He needs games. And quite frankly, he's been one of our better players. We know he wasn't fit the other day. But will he be fit for Liverpool on Wednesday? Who knows? How long he's going to be out? That's the worry for me. Because if he isn't fit, we still don't have ASM. It's going to be Almiron stuck on the left again, isn't it? And that's the worry for me. We're not seeing Almiron play with a smile on his face anymore. He knows he's been poor the last few games. I tweeted out against Man City that I thought he was poor. I'm not going to lie. However, in defence of Almiron, he keeps getting moved around. He's starting on the left, he's starting on the right, he's given a free roll. He doesn't know where he's going to be from one match to the next. Now, when you watch him for Paraguay, he's a completely different player. But this is the Steve Bruce effect, and this is what the pundits don't see. He's grinding our players down to just absolute ashes to what they were or what they can be. And for the middle of the park, Wilson will come back in. Now, will he go with Joe Linton again? I have a feeling he will. We know Joe Linton's not too bad when he's got Wilson up with him. So, fair enough. Put him in. But Dwight Gale's there as well. I don't think he'd go for a straight 4-4-2 in a million years against Liverpool. But you never know. But I think Joe Linton will be there in the number 10 role with Callum Wilson up front. Now, yes, the midfield is a little bit defensive when you look at that team that I've just mentioned there. But Liverpool are a bit the same. They've got Henderson in the middle. He's not really an out-and-out attacking midfielder. He gets forward, yes. But Hayden can get forward. Matty Longstaff can get forward. But if we're going to go with a 4 at the back, then protect the back 4 with 2 very, very good tacklers in Hayden and Matty. Give Matty an opportunity. Steve Bruce has kept him out for so long. Why not put him in again and say, look, son, I've got faith in you. Let's go for it. Show me what you can do and get in amongst them Liverpool midfielders. Because Henderson pulls the strings, Wijnaldum pulls the strings for them. We know they do. But this is our opportunity to get stuck in and show the rest of the Premier League that Newcastle aren't going to be a walkover every single game. Because it's getting depressing now, doing match reviews on here and just talking about negatives all the time. Let's see some positives from this team. But the one man that isn't positive is Steve Bruce. He just isn't positive. And if you're not a positive manager, how are you supposed to get a positive approach from your players? They'll just sit in the dressing room and think, we've got to do 90 minutes of defending again. We can't get forward. They're just going to wear us out, grind us down and score a hatful. And if I was one of the players in the Newcastle dressing room, that is how I would feel. However, we've got to get our senior players have now got to stand up and say, right, enough of this bollocks, right? Tell the youngsters to get stuck in. Tell the forwards to get at Liverpool. And sod Steve Bruce. You know, because the tactics that Steve Bruce is providing Newcastle United at the minute clearly are not working. We know they're not working. Everybody can see it, apart from Steve Bruce himself. So he's got to change his ways and change his ways quickly, or the man's going to find himself out of a job. Because Mike Ashley has got to be very careful here that he doesn't let things go too long. Yes, we're a few points away from the relegation zone at the minute, but we all know from past experience how quickly that can change. And we will be back in the relegation fight in the click of a finger, especially after these next few games if we don't get anything from them. So Ashley has got to be careful, because if we get dragged in and go down, the takeover, the amount of money the club's worth, that all just cripples away. And Ashley cannot afford to do that. So he can't afford to wait like he did with McLaren, because it was Benitez came in, it was too late. Completely too late. We saw the changes Benitez was making at the time. They were starting to work, but it was too late to get the points on the board to keep us up. And that's where Mike Ashley's got to be very, very careful this season. Because Steve Bruce is providing absolute dross on a consistent basis. He's having a go at the fans, and he knows the fans aren't in the ground, so he can get away with it at the minute. He will know that the fans have turned on him big style now. He will know that they're fed up. But we have, the senior players have just got to say, right, let's play for the shirt, let's play for the fans, not Steve Bruce. Because you can tell the players don't want to play for him. You can just see the body language. So do it for us, guys. Do it for the fans. Let's see a performance. You know, if we lose to Liverpool on Wednesday night, but we've put in a performance, I'll clap the lads off. No problem. As long as I know every one of those players has given it their everything. But if we can just sneak something out the game, even better. But I have a real horrible feeling about this, that Steve Bruce is just going to be as stubborn as he ever is and go 5 at the back, go all defensive, park the bus, and Liverpool will just play around us for the full 90 minutes. Please God don't, but I have a feeling that will happen. So that's my preview of the game, and what I think the team should be. Will it be the team that he plays? Probably not, but that's my reaction to it. I will have other videos coming out this week. Obviously, I'll do the preview of the Liverpool game. I am going to do a transfer window video. I've put out on Twitter this morning that I'd like you to put in the comments below that tweet just any players that you think the Newcastle United should be going for in the transfer window, any players that should be going out. It'll probably be loan deals if anybody comes in, to be fair. Mike Ashley's not really going to spend the money, is he? But what position do we really need strengthening? So put all those comments down below the tweet, and I will do some of them on the transfer window video that I do. I will be doing another Premier League video as well after these midweek games, talking about the results over the festive period and the fixtures coming up over the New Year period. So that's all to come on this channel. So if you're new to the channel, do drop a subscription, do hit the like button, let me build this channel. The likes help so much, so thank you very much. And thank you to all my new subscribers. I'll keep saying that for as long as I do these videos. It means the world to me to have you on board on this channel, so thank you again. But do stay tuned, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified of any further uploads. Plenty of videos coming out the rest of this week. How are the lads? Do it for us, eh? Do it for the fans. In the meantime, enjoy the game if you can. Take care.
Be strong.